Hey everyone, this is Sunny Justice from It's a Crime and Shame. And before we get started, you know what I'm going to say, and that's that if you're not a subscriber of this channel, please consider subscribing. If you're into true crime and you're really compassionate about these cases, which I know you are, or else you wouldn't come here and you wouldn't watch videos and you wouldn't be part of the true crime community. But it's because you are compassionate and caring. That's what brings you and holds you on to these cases that mean the most. Now, in this case, we're going to be talking about the Nicola Bulley story, okay? Now, this is a very sad case, and most people that come to this channel know of Nicola Bulley's story because it has been very disheartening to know that this mother of two, was found in basically the river wire on February 19th, almost 1 month to the day that she went missing. But what happened to Nicola Bulley during that time? So I'm excited to let you guys know that for the first time this Wednesday at 9 p.m. UK time, that we will be hosting a live here on Nicola Bulley during the daytime here, so that everyone across the pond can make the live as well for 9 p.m. UK time. We only did the Nicola Bulley one time on a live with John from Crime Scene to Courtroom, but that was really in the morning UK time or across the pond time. But we want to include you guys in this live because you guys are the ones across the pond, that are really compassionate about this case because it was in your neck of the woods and your area. So 9 o'clock p.m. UK time this Wednesday, John from Crime Scene to Courtroom will be joining us, along with Alexa and Aspen and myself and possibly CD, not sure yet. But regardless, we are going to be having that live at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9 p.m. UK time. Again, there's a lot of people that have subscribed to this channel from the opposite side of the world, and we truly appreciate that. And that's why we want to host a live here so that you are able to attend and be part of that discussion in regards to the Nicola Bulley case. So we look forward to seeing you on Wednesday for that. Now, let's get into the rest of this video. We literally got no marks. We got nothing to show you, no clothes from the water. We got no footage, no pictures, nothing to show you. But you want us to believe you when you say that it was an accident and she just went boink into the water. Well, then she should have been right there within the vicinity. So you have the expert team of Peter Falding being brought in. You have the searchers from the police department and all their water rescue teams and everything like that going on. And still, after weeks of searching, they could still not come up with Nicola Bulley's body. So why? Where does the answer lie? And that's why people are so passionate about this case. If it was just as simple as, a mother goes missing, phone on the bench, dog running around, which is Willow, and then bonk, she landed, hit her head perhaps, but nothing to show for it. But you wanted people to believe that, and you wanted to accept that. Well, most people will not accept that because you had no proof to really say that Nicola Bulley just had an accident and ended up in the water, and then you could not give any information and you had no idea where she was either. But yet you wanted people just to keep buying the fact that she just fell in near the bench. And of course, people are very much into the Nicola Bulley case for the said reasons. So what happened to Nicola Bulley? Was she placed back in the water after the fact, as some people think? Or was she in there the entire time? And due to, and I'm going to call this actually the incompetence of the police, because in a spacing of a river wire that's not very wide and not really very deep, how can you have that many people searching for this lady's body and still not be able to find her after the days go by and weeks go by? And that, again, I've said this already, all the fancy equipment, all the people searching, where was Nicola Bulley during this entire time? We all know that a body will fill up with gases and will float to the top. So did Nicola's body not float to the top? Was it even in there in the first place? But they couldn't expect people to buy, hey, look, we got nothing to show you, but this is what we believe. No, no, no. Like I said, people aren't that gullible. People want to have answers. People need for something to make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then obviously it doesn't ring true to the ear. Now, I want to go over some of the comments right here in the last video that I just did and take a look at some of those. So Tracy Mitchell leaves a comment to @random. So they're having a conversation, and you guys can go check that out in the video that was just posted yesterday. The water at the edge is very shallow with rocks at the bottom, so had she had fallen in, she would have hit the rocks and lay there. Had she had gone in at the middle much deeper, she would have gone straight to the bottom there until her body was filled with gases and would have moved her. There is no way under these circumstances she could have moved far enough not to have found her, and even less chance that she could have gotten anywhere near the weir. There was no current or undercurrent. Do your research and make an informed comment next time. Okay, so like I said, that was a conversation going on between, I guess, Tracy Mitchell and Random. And then we have the Dabster. The Dabster says the inquest will likely find that the body was stuck in some undercut and that the search for the body was poorly carried out. I do wonder if the coroner is trying to justify such a conclusion. Okay, and then we have, let's see, a new account says, I don't believe for a second that this lady killed herself or fell. If she was only a mile away, that dog would have not have left her. Her partner Paul has made me uneasy every time I have seen his face. All very uneasy to blame her being menopausal when she is not here to speak for herself. All women go through menopause, and it's insulting that they've even used that. I pray this lady gets the justice she deserves. And then we have Karen Boyle. She says, where could she get stuck for 23 days? I don't think she unalived herself during a walk with her doggie and on a conference call. A tragic accident, ? Or was she pushed into the river, ? Or did she jump into the water trying to escape from somebody and undercurrents took her away and over the weir? ? I am glad that many of you keep on this, as it is really a mystery and we need justice for poor Nicola. And then Lenny Russell says, great vid, Sonny. Our police in this case have made a mess of the whole investigation. They just don't know what happened to Nicola. And the revisiting of the site by the police proves this. I agree. We will know more when the coroner's autopsy report is made available so that we can speculate as much as we want, but the key information will come with this report. I agree. Obviously, with the fact that they've literally had to send, upon the coroner's request, back into the water to look at the embankments and to look at the weir. Obviously, that says a lot, to be honest with you. Because obviously if they knew the answer, exactly what happened to Nicola Bulley, then that wouldn't need to have happened now, would it? But of course, if they're still trying to figure out the conclusion, that's why obviously they have been sent back in, because they don't have the full answers themselves. That's the way I'm seeing it. I'm calling a spade on that one. I think that one's pretty transparent. They wouldn't have had to go back there at all if they had definitive answers. But obviously they didn't have definitive answers, it seems to be. Hence why they had to go back into the river wire. Okay, and then we have the last comment that I'm going to bring up is by David Hines. David Hines says, it would be very unusual for a top search expert like Peter to miss a body in that river. Also, the police searched the reeds on the banks at least a mile from the bench to where she had supposedly fallen in. Also, the water is very clear, clean enough for a trout to be there. Peter could see down into the deep trench in the middle of the river. If the deceased is placed in the river after a period of time, the lungs will fill the river water. Peter volunteered his services to find Nicola, and he was taken off the expert register. Reminds me of a good turned, right, a good turned never goes, it's supposed to be a good deed never goes unpunished. So that's just exactly it. Peter Faulding has taken the brunt, unrightfully so, to be honest with you. Yes, there was definitely statements that he said, because anyone listening to that, going by what Peter was talking about, hey, if Nicola was in there, she'd be found. People aren't, dive experts themselves, and they're just going on by what they're seeing on the media, what people are saying, but especially what's coming out of Peter Spaulding's mouth. But again, he did offer his time freely. He did offer to help. Like I said, if he would have found her or could have found her, he would have found her. Obviously, they didn't find her. Peter Faulding didn't find her. Nobody found her besides a psychic medium and his friend that found her. So at the end of the day, to me, again, it just became about finger pointing, that they weren't accepting responsibility for their incompetence that they showed from the beginning of Nicola Bulley's case. And that's the bottom line of it. If they would have just have accepted some sort of responsibility themselves, but instead they were too busy finger pointing, when really it was their job to try to find Nicola, and anyone else that they brought in was just an added bonus to trying to help find Nicola Bulley. But according to them, she should have been just there in the water to be found, and she wasn't, and they literally gave no evidence to even show that Nicola Bulley fell in at the bench in that area. It was their best guesstimation at the time that that's what happened. And they wanted people to believe out of thin air that we got nothing to show you, but please believe in what we're telling you, because that's what we believe happened. But that's not what happened. Something different happened than what they were trying to, push upon the public. And that's where they went very wrong. It's the way that they came across, and it's how they said things, and their lack of showing anything that proved that Nicola Bulley just happened to go into there. How is it that everything can compile at the same time? Like I said, it would have to be like the perfect storm, that there was no slide marks, no trip marks, nothing to show that there was any sort of struggle, anything that went on. There was no blood found if she hit her head and bonked her head. There was no clothing found in the water. There was nothing. But hey, don't forget, we want you to believe us. Public's not that stupid. Anyways, you guys, don't forget that on Wednesday at 9 p.m. UK time, we want the people from the pond over there and anyone else to come join us for the live. It hits all the time zones, so hopefully you can join us. Please give this video a like and a share. We will see you on Wednesday's live. And don't forget, members, tonight, members, is a members live, and we will see you tonight at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's gonna be a fun night, so we will see you there, members. You guys take care, God bless, and have a great night.